Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Heliwijaya Marpaung. You can call me Helwi. So currently, I'm working for the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries in Indonesia, and specifically at the Directorate of Marketing. So for my project, so the title of my project is Tuna Sashimi Quality Improvement Project in Ternate, uh, in North Maluku and also Ambon in Maluku province. So the background of the project is since 2020, Garuda Indonesia is one of the biggest Indonesian airline, has signed a cooperation with the provincial government in North Sulawesi. So to how do you call, to direct export high value products both for agriculture and also fishery products from Manado to Japan in 2020. And also there's also a flight from Manado to Singapore since early 2021. So through this cooperation, the airline accommodates the cargo space allocation of around 15 tons for high value products. So hopefully it could increase the competitiveness of the products by reducing the cost of air freight. So previously, I think the method of exporting fisheries product, high value products from eastern part of Indonesia is through Jakarta or Surabaya. So because of these cooperations, so they can directly export their product to overseas. And then after 1 year implementation, there are some constraints to fulfill uh, of uh, the quota allocated by the airlines. One of the constraints is that the inconsistency of the quality of tuna landed by fishermen, so the products cannot meet the criteria of tuna sashimi. So that's the big problem. Therefore, improving the tuna sashimi could hopefully improve income of the fisheries community. And the second, the current policy of Indonesian government, we are promoting development of industrialization of fisheries products centralized in Ambon, Maluku province as the center of direct export and import from eastern part of Indonesia by air and sea. So this policy could also potentially improve the efficiency and effectivity of export of high perishable food like seafood from eastern part of Indonesia. So basically my project is about providing more opportunity or access to foreign market for small scale fisheries communities. So hopefully it could improve their income. So the target area of this project is Ambon, Maluku province, and Ternate and North Maluku province, as because this area is surrounded, the surrounded ocean area is well known as a fishing ground for tuna and small pelagic. So this project is mostly situated in the area of fishing port, where some cooperatives that employ local fisheries communities is established. So this is the picture of Ternate archipelagic fishing port on the left, and on the right is Ambon archipelagic fishing port. So next, for the target group of this project is first is fishermen at Ambon and Ternate fishing port, who are involved in this project is a small scale fisheries. So normally they kind of run the under 5 GT vessels that normally conduct one day fishing. So this is kind of the activity of the handling of tuna on board and also during unloading. And the second is fisheries cooperatives, also situated in the fishing port areas that process tuna catch from fishermen for export. This is the process they are conducting at the fishing at the cooperative. So they kind of make ungutted, and also they make a loin for tuna sashimi. So this product normally sold to Japan and also Singapore and Malaysia. And the third one is fisheries extension officers that normally provide counseling to fishermen and fisheries communities. So on the picture, it shows that fisheries extension officers provide training to fishermen and also women at the fishing communities. And the fourth is fish inspector at fishing port and also fish quarantine and inspection office, who normally conduct surveillance to fish processing units such as cooperatives and also issue health certificate for export. So this picture shows the activity when when the exporters want to export the tuna sashimi, so they have to get the health certificate from the fish quarantine and inspection office. So this is what the fish inspector done normally. So outline of this project. So for the overall goal of this project is that the export value of tuna sashimi increases, and the project proposed is that the quality of high value fish in this matter is tuna is stable at the end of this project. So there are 5 outputs to realize the project purpose during this project period. There are 5 outputs. One is evaluation or grading of tuna quality is properly conducted. And the second, equipment for tuna catch preservation is well prepared on fishing board. And the third, enough quantity of ice is produced or supplied in fishing port. And then fourth, fishermen have enough knowledge on good handling skill. And fifth, cooperative can manage processing of tuna meats to maintain export quality. So based on those outputs, we will break down the activities for output number one. Evaluation of grading of tuna quality is properly conducted. So the first activities is conducting training of trainer on tuna sashimi grading from expert tuna sashimi grading to fish inspectors, cooperatives, extension officers, and also fishermen association. So the lecture is technician in private company. So this person, I think, this experienced worker that has been working for private company in fisheries. All of them, I think, in Indonesia. So Indonesia experience working at the private Japanese company. So the trainee is cooperative officer, leader of the fishermen association, fish inspector, and extension officers. And then the next activities, once they are trained, so they have to train the fishermen. So the training on tuna fishermen grading from fish inspector, cooperatives, extension workers, or fishermen, head of fishermen associations to directly to tuna fishermen. So the lecturer is the one who got the trainer, who is the trainer from the first activities, and then so the lecturer is fish inspector and extension workers, and also cooperative officers and also association leaders. And the third activities is we provide video or poster to differentiate tuna quality grading. So in this matter, I think we have in Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, we have Directorate of Fish Processing and Quality to prepare the extension materials like posters or video, especially for tuna grading. And then the second, fish inspectors, extension officers, and all trainers use extension materials for the training and also put poster and video in port and market. And then the fourth activities is provide technical assistance of tool or equipment to check the quality of tuna. And then for the activities for output second. So the output second is equipment for tuna catch preservation is well prepared on fishing boat. So the first activities is the technical assistance to fishermen on cool box. So this assistance normally conducted by Directorate of Fish Processing or Directorate of Fishing Port by prepare the extension materials, and also fishermen who receive cool box are also given a poster how to maintain the quality of tuna or how to use ice properly. And the second activities is technical assistance to fishermen on vessel modification. So we have in the ministry, Directorate of Fishing Boat Engineers make the model design of small scale boat with a fish hole or holding space with low cost. And the second, we built a model boat and use the boat for demonstration to local boat making factory and also fishers. And fourth, we provide a boat design to local boat making factory and also to the fishers. And last, provide small boat below 5 GT for free to fisher that is normally conducted by the Directorate of Fishing Boat and Gears. And the third activities is provide video or poster on vessel design. So next we continue to the activities for output 3, which is enough quantity of ice is produced or supplied in fishing port. So the first activities proposed is build ice block factory. So this activities is normally conducted by Directorate of Fish Processing to build an ice factory on government budget. And the second, as an alternative, we also invite the private sectors to invest in the fishing port area to construct the ice block factory. So government actually prepare the land, and then the private sectors are invited to invest on the ice block factory. And the second, we kind of give an assistance to fishermen some ice pack. So actually we provide ice pack to small scale fishers for free, and then we advise to how to use ice pack for tuna preservations to fishers on board. And the third, we also provide assistance of chest freezer. So we provide a small chest freezer to fishing communities. So basically, you can preserve their fish, and also they can freeze the ice pack for the ice pack that have been given also for fishing activities. And next for the output, the activities for output 4, which is fishermen have enough knowledge on good handling skill. So the first activity is training on good handling practice on board from fish inspector and extension officers to fishermen. So topics covered during this training include personal hygiene, fish quality assessment using organoleptic or sensory method, and also icing technique for fish stored in fish hold or cool box. And the second activities is provide video or poster of simple good handling practice on board for fishermen. So this activity is conducted normally by Directorate of Fishing Port to prepare the extension tools such as poster, video, etc. And the third activities is to implement good handling practice certificate for export. So Directorate of Fishing Port and Fishing Authority qualify certificate to fishers. So currently, this practice only applied for if we are exporting to the EU. And the third activities to monitor fishers practice on good handling for export by the cooperatives under the supervision of Directorate of Marketing. And next, output number 5, which is cooperative, can manage processing of tuna meats to maintain export quality. So the first activities that proposed is training on good manufacturing practice for cooperatives. So local or central government officer manage a training to cooperatives on building construction of processing units, and also sanitation and hygiene. And second, conduct training on HACCP to cooperatives. So Fish Quarantine and Inspection Agency normally manage the training HACCP on safety of seafood products. And the third activities is training on value addition on fresh product. So this will be conducted by Directorate of Processing and Quality and also Fisheries Extension Officer. Normally, the training is about processing technique, like as cutting, freezing, or packaging. And the fourth activities is assistance on refrigerated truck for transportation. So if the cooperatives has expand their business, and also the amount of export is increased, so Directorate of Logistics can procure a refrigerated truck for them for free. And the fifth activity is monitor the cooperative operation of manufacturing tuna products. And then the inputs, which will be procured or prepared for the implementation of project activities are listed, such as listed below, such as equipment. So we need the test kit for tuna quality checking, and also we need camera, cool box, chest freezer, and refrigerated truck. And for the personnel, I think we have a person project manager, so one coordinator at the Directorate of Marketing, and then 2 persons field officer. So one is from the extension officers, and second is fish inspector at the respective fishing port. And 2 persons coordinator in logistic, one from the ministry and one from Dinas or Marine and Fisheries provincial services. And last is one technician from the tuna processing company or cooperatives. So the operational cost for this project is around 500 million rupiah. And then the implementation schedule for this project is on May 2020 until December 2024. So I think I have submitted my plan of operation to Inumasan, and then you can directly see the plan of operations. And then for the implementing agencies, the agencies in charge of this proposed project, actually the Directorate of Marketing, where I'm working. So Directorate of Marketing is under Directorate General of Product Competitiveness. And the second, organization or agency supporting and collaborating the project. The first is Directorate of Processing and Quality, also under the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries, Directorate of Logistics, Directorate of Fishing Port, Directorate of Fishing Vessel and Gear, and also Fish Quarantine and Inspection Office at Ternate and Ambon. All of them is under the Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fisheries. And then the last is related activities or project to support the implementation of this project include, first, conduct market analysis on demand, international market requirement, and major importers of tuna sashimi. So this can be conducted by Director of Marketing. So this market information is then disseminated to tuna sashimi stakeholders. And the second, organize business-to-business matchmaking through online, or maybe participation at International Seafood Expo or buyer visit conducted by Directorate of Marketing. I think that's all the presentation of my project. Return to you, Nishiyama-san.
Okay, thank you very much for your clear and very interesting project idea, and also very good time management. Thank you very much. So we have about 20 minutes for the discussion, questions, etc. So as before, I would like to ask first the comments and questions from our main commentators. 有本先生、山尾さん、宮田さん、いかがでしょうか Any questions or comments?
Can I start from Arimoto?
はい、じゃあお願いします。
はい。First question. Thank you very much for your presentation. And the first question is simple. What tuna species are you targeting? Yellowfin, albacore, big eye.
Your mic is muted.
Yellowfin tuna.
Mm-hmm. And the size is, how is the catch individual size? Kilogram or centimeter?
Normally more than 10 kilogram.
10 kilogram. Still young. And the second question is, as you mentioned, sashimi quality important starting from the catch condition. And in some case of countries, they use electric shock for the immediate kill of the catch. The catching tuna, catching yellowfin is by the trolling line. Is it correct?
I think in this area, I think we use hand line to catch tuna because we have a kind of a small scale fishermen, so they conduct only one day fishing.
So one fisher using the one hook and line. And the quality control should be started from the time of catching. And how is the fish hold in the small boat?
So currently, based on my interview with the cooperatives at that area, so the fish hold it's only one. Most of the vessels has only one fish hold. So that's why I'm proposing to make a design for two fish hold. One is for ice and the second also for fish. Or maybe we can provide them some cool box for the fishermen.
With ice.
Yes.
And the last question is maybe most difficult. The recipient country and recipient expert, buyer expert, his reviewing and monitoring of the quality is most important. And how is the steps for consulting for the trainers and the expert in Indonesian side for communicate with the recipient countries before the starting of the project?
I think this discussion also arise during the discussion previously. So actually, the grading tuna sashimi is private private standard. So sometimes it's a business has different standards. So that's why what the suggestion that is provided is, I think we have Indonesian who has the experience working at the Japanese fishing company, so they have kind of knowledge how to grade the fish, the tuna sashimi. So from that, I think this kind of person, we will invite them to train, to give a training of the trainer. So the trainee is from a fish inspector and also the head of fish cooperatives and also the extensions worker. So after that, this this trainer should train directly to the fishermen. So this kind of type how to go transfer knowledge, I think it's easier to manage. And also we have, I think, cooperation. I think one of Indonesian state-owned company has a cooperation with tuna importers in Japan. So they also have a standard for tuna. So maybe we can also ask them to kind of provide training to the fishermen, also the authority around that fishing port.
Yeah, thank you very much. And the last question is not the question. Maybe other expert can tell me that in Japan, we import the whole fish, and in the Japan side, cut into pieces. That's the best way to keep the freshness quality. And
Yep.
your recipient can accept the raw-in style to import.
Yes, I understand about that. So we have different how do you call demand from different countries. So for Japan, normally I think based on the information, we only got the fish and also export directly to Japan. But in Singapore, they also ask for tuna sashimi loin. So it's not the whole tuna. So that's why I think maybe the market requirement will be different. But I think this information, I think also should be disseminated to the fisheries community.
Yeah, it depends on the recipient country request.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fascinating with your project, and I hope to have the good sashimi in Japan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Arimoto Sensei.
Thank you very much. I would like to ask.
May I ask you?
Yes,
Yamao?
Yamao-san, please.
And please open, may I confirm just one thing? Please open your file, page 2, target group.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Page 2. I have one question about the fishing boat. These are fishing boat or just a carry boat?
This one is this one is a fishing carry boat.
Carry boat.
Yes.
What type of the fishing boat? You mentioned under 5 gross tons. That is
Yeah.
outboard engine or inboard engine?
With engine.
With engine,
Yeah.
outboard engine or inboard engine?
I think it's in both engine.
Inboard engine.
Yeah.
And normally, how many crews get on the boat?
Normally, I think it's only 3, maybe.
Or only 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And may I ask question about from the fishing boat to the carry boat? How many times do you unload tuna to carrying boat?
Sorry, actually, this boat is normally carrying from the other island.
Oh, the other island.
So that's what, yeah. So the fishing boat, kind of, how do you call it? The fishing vessel who conduct the fishing. So they kind of landed to the other island, land the fish at the other island, and then this fishing carry vessel bring it to the fishing port.
Okay. Normally, how many days, how long does it take from the fishing grounds up to Ambon? At least you unload in the other island and then
Yeah,
transport to Ambon. How many days, how many hours?
I think around 5 hours.
5 hours.
Yeah.
How about the ice condition in the other islands?
So at the fishing port, we have an ice block factory.
Fishing port
At the
in
fishing port.
Ambon. In Ambon.
Yes.
But what
In
about the
Ambon and also Ternate.
other island?
Other island, I think they don't have the ice block factory.
How do you deliver ice to that other islands?
So normally, this carrying vessel also bring the ice.
Oh,
And
bring ice.
also, yeah, and also they kind of have their own. They produce their own ice sometimes. Yeah, using their own freezer, I think.
On freeze.
Yeah.
So in other islands, it's very far from Ambon? Not far.
Some of them it's not far. Some of them I think 8 hours from the Ambon.
Oh, 8 hours.
Yeah.
So in this case, sometimes after catching, it takes 1 or 2 days to arrive Ambon. Is that right?
From where? Sorry.
Yeah, from island, isolated island to Ambon. Not only one day,
No.
but also the 2 day or 3 days.
Uh, I think how do we call the fishing ground? I think I'm talking about the Ternate. I think the fishing ground. I think it's around 7 hours
7
from
hours.
fishing ground. Yes, to the fishing port.
So in this case, the Muslim, I think I don't understand the real situation of around Ambon, but the most important thing is to train and educate the fishermen to how to handle the sashimi grade tuna. So what do you have? What plan do you have? The training plan to the fishermen in terms of the handling.
Yeah. So normally, they tend to, how do we call? Tend to wait. So the amount of catch is bigger. So that's why it kind of reduce their the quality of the tuna. And the second, I think the condition, I think the ice is limited, I think, around that area. So that also will reduce the quality of the product. So that's why I think the training on how to use ice and also how to make good handling practices on board, I think that's quite essential.
Now my final question concerns about handling on the fishing boat. After catching, they cut or the treat on the boat?
Normally they kind of sometimes they got how do you call the fishery? They they kind of got the fishery, and sometimes they don't.
Oh, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Yamao Sensei.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, thank you very much, Yama Sensei. And Miyata-san, do you have any question, comments?
Okay, thank you. So, hello, I'm Miyata.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello again. So already, so Yamo Sensei and Arimoto Sensei mentioned about so regarding what do you say? So quality or so something. So anyway, so handling and so fishing gear and so how to something. So anyway, how can I say? So so there is so many critical point for keeping the fresh or high quality. So for example, so Almo Sensei says that so handling it on the boat is important, and Ayamo Sensei say, you say that so anyway cooling, how to cool for the several hours or something. So and my question is so do you understand so all of critical point for the so quality of the tuna? Critical point. So what is the important point for the so high quality? For example, so icing and handling and type of fishing gears or something. And so not only the so on the boat, but also the so landing and the shipping. So there's just so many important point for the so high quality. So do you understand that all of the so important point, critical point? So, or so do you have the so information regarding so critical point?
Yeah. So actually based on my experience, I think so along the value chain they have to maintain the temperature less than 4 degrees Celsius. So starting from the first catch of the tuna, so they have to maintain on board, and also when it is unloaded, so they have to maintain all the temperature. And also for the That's why I'm suggesting for the cooperative. So because the cooperatives is actually the member of the cooperatives is local communities. So sometimes they have limited knowledge about the how to process the tuna sashimi. So that's why from this project, I'm proposing training to the fisheries cooperatives on processing, and also about the quality on HACCP, and also GMP, good manufacturing practice, and also how to make create the value added of the tuna sashimi fresh, something like that.
Yeah, thank you. So my recommend is so I'm not sure. So anyway, so someone make the all of the critical point like bulletin, and every critical point write down the one book or something, and the information all the stakeholders get the information. So anyway, sharing among the all stakeholders regarding the critical point from the fishing boat to the shipping, so exporting. So everybody understands what is the important, what point, what is the critical point. So if the stakeholder understands the point, so the awareness of the how to the how to the treat the fish is a better or not. So what is the problem for the quality? So, but of course, what to say? Anyway, so I'm sorry. So anyway, my point is that anyway, so making the all the critical point handbook, like a handbook, and then sharing to the stakeholder. Then everybody understand that what is so important for the high quality. Mm.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a good suggestion. So that's why I think I'm also proposing the training to the fishermen for the tuna grading, so they can actually evaluate their own by their own about the grading of the tuna sashimi they are producing. So they have the same the common knowledge between the authority at the port area and also the fishermen. And the second, we also kind of provide posters and also video, simple video, how to do the good handling practices on board. And after that, because we also, because the, how do you call, the recipient of the products is fish cooperatives. So fish cooperatives the one who export the product. So these cooperatives also can do the grading, and from that we can my directorate can, how do you call, evaluate whether the quality increase or not based on the export value of the fisheries cooperatives. That's the proposal of this project.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So your
Thank you,
explanation.
Miyata. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mata Sensei and the other commentators. The time is almost up, but maybe we can accept one last questions if any other people has comments or questions. How is it? The floor is open. Anybody?
じゃあ私はやろうか。Okay, Heliwijaya san, thank you very much for your presentation. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Your
Do you have,
presentation.
yeah, do you have more questions?
Yes. One more question.
Please. Yeah,
Not one more question, just only comment.
Yeah.
Okay. I have experience working in the Philippines, especially Mindanao Islands. So maybe you know in the just one city, General Santos. It's a tuna town, and many the tuna fishing boat come and land and many tuna, and then many a local buyer is there and then directly shipped to Japan by the plane. There are some direct flight to Manila and then transfer to Tokyo. That's a very nice location to transfer to tuna fish, kind of fresh fish to Tokyo. Only maybe 6 hours and maybe half days. So after the landing to Tokyo, sometimes only 1 days. So that's a very interesting happen in the General Santos is a local vendors or local the fishing boat owners and make a cooperative like you imagine, and then to control the quality and kind of arrangement in the so that in arrangement to the sign either local vendor and local fishermen to go through the smoothly. And then there are also kind of the pressures over groups to the politics to arrange the flight, especially in the Philippine airline. So in case of the Philippine airline, in the flight from the Manila to General Santos, it's not for the people, it's for tunas. But anyway, that's a joking. Well, that's always the reality. So I think that if you have a chance to, I'm not sure, now the coronas in infectious situations, it's hard to visit to some other country. But if you're very interested in some tuna shippings, so if you can visit some other country, I think the General Santos, I recommend visit there to local peoples, well organized, and the vendor and the other fish boat owners to ship the fresh tuna to export not only Japan and Hong Kong and some other countries. That's one of the model case, I think. And then my important thing is how to control in quality, as Arimo said in the so fast and processing on the boat, fishing boat. That's very important. How quickly cut in the gill and cut the throw out the gut and clean up the body and then put in the ices. You already know that's the process. So how that kind of process, it's regular in your fishing port in your area. That's a most important part of things, I think. The second thing too, so how to organize the vendor or the kind of stakeholders in the market area to kind of push to arrange some freight to the Jakarta, direct flight to Jakarta, and to especially for tuna shipping, I think. Once a week is okay. Once flight okay. So, anyway, it's long-term the process. Anyway, you start from the how to make advice to the quality control, keep the good quality of the tuna fresh meat. That's the most important part. And how community involved, how to your ministry to support their community, or community organize in stakeholder organize stakeholder-based organizations. That's why anytime if you want interested in if you want need some information, let's contact us too. So we try to support you, after this this training program. That's only my comments. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, Inuma-san. Thank you for the suggestion. I think that's a very good suggestion. So I think I've already mentioned this to you previously that we have exported tuna sashimi from this area, so around $1 million, and then the new administration of our minister is planning. So previously we kind of ship our export our tuna sashimi from Maluku to North Sulawesi, and then go to Japan and also to Singapore. So the next the new ministry is how do you call proposing a direct flight from Ambon. So that's why if the export currently is already conducted. So if there will be a direct flight, hopefully it will reduce the cost of the flight. So that's why I'm proposing this project. So because as I mentioned, the current flight from the North Sulawesi, the quota is not fulfilled. So because of this kind of matters, so that's why it is. I think that's why the project is to prepare the communities for the next big thing, next flight route from their area. I think that's main uh, the main idea why I'm proposing this project. I think that's all. Thank you, Inuma-san.
Thank you very much, Heliwijaya-san. Nishio-san, that's my comment.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you very much for your presentation, Heliwijaya-san. Thank you.